Really? I have two. Well, I guess well, mine was totally, so like.
Is Isabella your guys' person? She's in, Isabella's here with us. Is that your person with a Z?
Yeah.
Yeah, but so I got done with that, you know, things like my parents were like, so I took bio, and then I ended up like bio, so here, and then Laramie. Here, technically the major was bio, and then when I went to Laramie.
My picture on those things is me holding a chipmunk.
There you go.
I love those, and we should continue this because no one else nerds out with me about environmental things, but I'm supposed to be running tech.
Oh, you're good.
So this actually
Yeah.
would be really good for
I don't know. I'm super impressed.
So if they go to my degree is mental
Yeah, she's an atmospheric science major. All they have is a doctorate program. No bachelor's.
I know.
Lady.
Yeah, standing is hard.
Yeah, you've been standing like this for like all day.
I'm just like very tired. I apologize in advance if this is just not my best presenting.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
So virtual
Yeah, I mean,
people,
there's, like, for one university in the
looks
state,
like
all those state fellows
we
come
have
in one place. They
3
should be-
guests.
I mean, it's terrible.
Cool.
Yeah, I mean, that's like, well, I know, like, what was it last year? It's had like 1 or 2 4 years.
If everyone can hear me, clap your hands. Okay, cool. Let's go ahead and get started. We're already a little 5 minutes late, but that's fine because this presentation is a little bit flexible. Oh, I forgot to do that again.
And recorded.
It is recording. I set it to automatically record because Celeste told me to. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and do what I did last time because we have all new people this time. So Maddie will enjoy this, and so will other Maddie. I'm gonna go ahead and introduce.
I need you.
Okay, I need to go for a second. I'll be right back.
I apologize.
Did I get logged out?
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. We is sitting like for the months we've traveled.
This is a
we've
small
sitting
group.
like,
3 of us.
well, 4 of us. I think she was.
So we use most of our free and superior Maddie.
Mhm.
She's superior to me last night.
Yeah.
She's the superior Maddie.
Are you Maddie also?
I am
Okay.
Madison, but. yes.
Right. Yeah, I rarely meet Elijah's, but whenever I've been with UW,
Yeah.
I'd be like, yeah, like my name's Elijah Miller. They're like, okay, we need your middle initial. There's 5 of you. 5 Elijah Millers.
That's very, I know
We
somebody
never
named,
ran to a single one.
Yeah, I never.
I know somebody named Elijah Minter, and so
That's
it's
close.
pretty close.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
same last name, right?
Yeah.
That's so cute.
Yeah.
Uh,
You know, Leela got the job first, and then our boss was like, "Hey, does your wife want a job?" I was like, "Yeah, sure."
She's like, we can each other work like 8 hours a week before she goes to work.
Yeah, seriously.
Okay. Yeah, because we're both part-timers.
Together, we make it.
All right, chatty Cathy's.
Ready.
Let's do this. So anyway, thanks for coming in. I'm going to be speaking for the next 50 minutes now about the GEAR Up Wyoming brand. So I'll go ahead and we'll do our self-introductions. I will have everyone else introduce themselves, including our virtual audience and including our tech support in the back, just so we get to know each other. Then we'll do a short activity. I'll explain. And then we'll talk a little bit about the new brand campaign that we had done over the spring and kind of what came from that, what resources are available to all of you, and how we hope to use those resources. And we'll finish with a large discussion, just kind of about what GEAR Up Wyoming means to us, because we, are continually redefining what this grant means to us and our constituents. And I just want to make sure that we're all involved. So yeah, hopefully it'll be a fun, kind of feel good, touchy-feely session to end the day. So I'll introduce myself. I'm Alex Rickert. I have my BAs in English and French and my MA in English. Between that, I was teaching ESL in a Japanese high school for 3 years. I've never taught in American high school, only attended one. So definitely been learning a lot this past year. I did teach at the college level. I taught college freshman English for a year, and I also worked at the UW Writing Center as a consultant and a coordinator. And then I was super fortunate this past winter in December to get this position here at GEAR UP Wyoming as the professional development and public relations coordinator. It's been a huge learning curve. So let's go ahead and just all of us introduce ourselves, since we kind of are the GEAR UP brand, we embody it. So yeah, I'll go ahead and have the virtual people go first, just to see if that's working. So I'll just pick people. Isabella, would you mind introducing yourself? We should be able to hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, my name is Isabella DeWalt, and I'm here the academic coach in Johnson County in Buffalo. And I'm originally from Germany, and I moved here to the States about 9 years ago. My husband used to be in the military. That's how I ended up here.
We were just talking about you, and that was the exact question I had, was how did someone from Germany end up in Wyoming?
Well, my husband is originally from here, born and raised.
Cool. Well, it's a pretty area, so.
School-wise, I went to college in Germany, and I rolled it over here, and I'm currently actually enrolled in college to finish up my associate. So I was able to roll over about 35 credits, because our system is a little bit different in Germany than here. So I'm kind of lucky that I can just finish something that I started.
Yeah, I studied abroad as well, and all of those credits did not transfer back as actual classes, so it is challenging.
Yep, thank you.
Yeah, awesome. Glad to have you. And then it looks like the other non-in-person participant is Amanda. Amanda, did you want to go ahead and introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Amanda. I'm the site director over here at Western Wyoming Community College. I don't know, what else do you want to know?
I guess just, yeah, like your background, how you ended up in your role. And
So education wise, my bachelor's, I have a bachelor's in social science with a minor in women's studies, and then I have a master's of public administration. And I came to GEAR UP. I've always done advocacy type roles. So before GEAR UP, I worked at United Way as a community impact coordinator. And before that, I was at Head Start. So it's a pretty good fit for me. I've been here 6 years and I love it.
I was a Head Start kid, so.
Yay! Love Head Start.
Yeah, it was a great preschool. Awesome. Okay, let's do our in-person people. So I'll start with Madison, since you're also kind of virtual.
Well, I'm watching it, so I'm watching it because of the chats, because people have been doing things on chats and everything, not like this one, but on.
That's good. And technically, Maddie in the back is also kind of trying to connect us to the chat. But yes, that's a great idea.
Sorry. I'm Madison Bloodgood. I'm the GEAR site director at Eastern Wyoming College. And I've been here since July 1st, which is super exciting to me. And I have a bachelor's in research psychology from Chadron, and I'm currently pursuing my master's in clinical mental health counseling. So eventually that will be finished at some point. I also worked for Head Start for a year. I worked with Wyoming Child and Family Development in Guernsey for a year, and they do Head Start and Early Head Start. And before that, I was in voc rehab for 2 years, and before that, I worked for Highway Patrol for a year and a half. So that's me. You're good.
I really tell they're very engaged over there.
Are they singing?
I don't know.
I think you're taking a group picture.
Fair enough.
What are they doing? I think it's the planning for Beyond High School workshop.
I don't know, anyway.
Awesome. Yeah, we're so happy to have you, Madison/Maddie.
Very excited to be here. I mean, I'll answer anything with an M, so you don't like have to go.
I might just call you like 1D Maddie and
Well,
then 2D Maddie.
Right, she's Maddie Superior.
Yeah, original Maddie and
Yes.
new Maddie.
Maddie Remix.
Yeah.
Well, my middle names are Margaret and Marie, so like there's plenty of M's to choose from.
Triple M.
There's plenty of
I may
M's.
just call you Triple
My
M.
sister is Molly, my mother is Macy, my grandmother is Margaret, so there's plenty of M's.
Love that. Great. Kayla, do you want to go next?
Hi, my name's Kayla. I'm the database and program assistant at our Gillette location. I've been working here since March. I kind of got the job because my husband Eli was working there first, and our boss was like, "You want a job?" I was like, "Yeah, dude, sweet." So now I work here.
Love jobs.
I am not finished with my schooling yet. I was pursuing mechanical engineering, but I am now pursuing atmospheric science, and so because of COVID, I'm kind of waiting to go back to school, so I'm here.
Yeah, COVID's weird. We're so glad to have you. Eli?
Hi, everybody. I'm Eli. I'm an academic coach over at the Gillette location. I got hired on in February of this year. So my background is I have a bachelor's degree in wildlife biology and management. Super helpful for GEAR UP if you didn't know. And yeah, I specialize in middle school kids, 7th and 8th grade.
You've definitely used your, leveraged your degree for lots of college
I've super tried.
access stuff. So I would say it's relevant to your job here at GEAR UP. And then, yes, our esteemed other coordinator from UW, Maddie, do you want to introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Maddie. I run our database. I'm our data management and compliance coordinator. I have a background in math and stats and now data analytics. And yep. And I'm here running tech.
Yay.
Yay.
And you're working on your master's. Did you say that already? Yeah. Cool. That's funny how the owl heard you and turned over to you. It's really cute. All right, so I'll quit stalling and move on. So we're gonna go ahead and do a quick activity just to kind of get warmed up thinking about GEAR UP. I know many of us are really new, myself included. So I think this is a good exercise just to kind of see what we would say about GEAR UP. So I'm gonna go ahead and give you guys about 3 or so minutes. I would use a pen and paper for this to prepare silently. And I'm gonna have you write down what you would say if you were given 30 seconds to tell someone what GEAR UP is and why either they or their child or their student should join GEAR UP, right? So it's the elevator pitch. So you can decide who your audience is. Just tell us before you give the pitch. We don't have a super large group, so I'm gonna make everybody deliver their pitch at the end of this. And then we'll kind of discuss, what the themes across the pitches were and how they differed, just to kind of see again, what is our general sense of GEAR UP. Okay, I'll start a timer for 3 minutes. So again, virtual people, just so we're clear, I'm also gonna make you guys present too. So you have 3 minutes to write the elevator pitch. If you absolutely don't want to, I won't force you, but strongly encourage. You have to tune in. 30 seconds remaining. Okay, time's up. So I saw that someone joined us virtually. It looks like Steph did. So Steph, just to introduce you, we're doing an elevator pitch activity for GEAR Up Wyoming. So the instructions should be displayed. So I'll make you go last if you're comfortable, but I'll have everyone else go before. So Amanda, I'm gonna pick on you first. Would you give us your 30-second pitch? I'm gonna even set a stopwatch, so I'll cut you off at 30 seconds.
Oh, 30 seconds. Okay, so mine is geared towards educators.
Okay.
And has
Ready?
my time started?
Are you ready?
I feel so much pressure right now. Tell me when to go.
Okay, 3, 2, 1, go.
Okay, GEAR Up is a federally funded grant program for low-income students in 7th through 12th grade, and we provide them with support and resources to help them get to college. That might include academic support, ACT prep, scholarship and college application assistance, campus visits, and family events.
Awesome. That was only
What's my
20
time?
20 seconds. Nice, short, concise. Great. I'll pick on a live person. Kayla.
Me, oh man, okay. My audience is a parent.
Okay, 3, 2, 1, go.
All right, so GEAR Up is a college readiness program that can help your child prepare and get ready for college without all the crazy stress that usually comes with it. We offer lots of scholarships, ACT help, super fun summer events, and so many more other activities that I don't have time to explain. You should take this application and apply.
Great. 20 seconds. Nice. All right. Isabella, are you comfortable going next?
So mine will be, the audience will be the parents.
Okay, 3, 2, 1, start.
Okay, GEAR Up is a program for low-income families. We cover 7th to 12th grade. We help the kids to find the right choice, what's right for them, if it's college or if it's something different. We work on achieving their goals. We help them with scholarships, enrollment, FAFSA, ACT, and we even help them after they're done. We just make sure that they land right, that they get all the help that they need, and we just prepare them generally for college.
Awesome. 30 seconds exactly. Nice. Next live person, let's go Maddie.
Wait, which one? All right, mine is geared towards specifically a middle school student.
Okay, 3, 2, 1, start.
All right, so GEAR Up is an opportunity for you to have resources for success. It is an investment in you as a person in hopes to answer questions that you don't even know you have yet. We are here to help you with not only your educational goals, but also with any kind of emotional issues you may have, or if you need other resources for us. We are a gateway and we are here to help you.
Okay, that was false. Actually, it took 25
That's
seconds.
25.7.
Yes, good job. I like how you also timed yourself just so I couldn't cheat you.
I was running through it in my head earlier. It was like, it's 25.
Great. All right, let's do another, well, let's do Eli and then possibly Steph and then possibly other Maddie, if you're comfortable. Okay, Eli, go.
Okay, GEAR Up's goal is to get kids to go to college who situationally may not otherwise have the means to go. We help overcome barriers such as language and finances, offering funding for AP testing, college visits, and things of the like. And I'm also speaking to an educator. So basically what we need is we can cater to people who are first generation, low income type of students. So my ask of you would be to serve as a point of contact as an educator in the school to help give me referrals so that I can then use the great mechanisms of this program to better that next generation.
Awesome. I liked the
You should come to the video.
be in the video.
Radio.
Oh yeah, you should also be in a video. We should do more video campaigning. That was actually like a little over though. It was like 32 seconds.
Shame.
All right.
Disqualified. Just kidding. Great. Steph, are you comfortable going?
So I was actually, when I popped in a little bit late, I was thinking that this is one of the things that I kind of struggle with a little bit because I don't know if I should throw in the low income piece, but it is a big piece to what we do.
Yeah, we're gonna
but what
discuss
I tell,
that.
oh, good, because I have like, whenever I tell people what it is that I do, I basically just tell them that I help students and families of low income how to get to college without financial aid. But I always feel like it's short sailing it. And so I'm hoping that you have good answers to what it is that we should say.
Yeah, I hope so too. All right, that was actually a pretty good elevator pitch. Did you wanna, does that kind of count? Is that your submission?
I
Okay,
think so.
I'm gonna say yes. All right. Other Maddie, original Maddie.
Superior Maddie.
Okay, you ready?
Yes.
So my audience is not really anyone in particular. My goal was just kind of how I would describe Gear Up to probably another adult.
Yeah, like in a
That doesn't know,
networking
like-
situation.
Yeah, so when you came in, this is kind of how I would describe it to you.
Okay, yeah,
Maybe
imagine
one-
Alex in December.
Yeah. Okay.
Go.
Gear Up is a federally funded program through the Department of Education. We focus mainly on increasing college access and preparedness for middle school and high school students across the state of Wyoming. We have resources and programming that focus on academic advising, financial aid knowledge, scholarships, remedial course prevention, high school graduation, college enrollment, and our population of students is mostly rural, at-risk, and low-income.
I think she wins.
You all win. That's the surprise.
This isn't the first time I've had to describe Gear Up. People have no idea what Gear Up is.
Yeah, and I've had to as well. I'm sure a lot of you have had this where like you have to kind of explain your job to people and it's like a little challenging.
Well, coming in even new, I was like, what is Gear Up? And nobody could explain it to me until Christy was finally like, this is the lowdown. This is the
Exactly, and I think that's why we need to have a general description of what we do. So that's why I know what I'm talking about,
Fair
because I've done it so many times.
Yeah, we do have our description on the UW website. I'm sure every website has their own thingy. I'll just like quickly look at it, although I need to update it, I think, because it's not, well, I don't know. We can look at it really fast. UWY/Gear Up.
Seems like you've typed that in a couple times.
Yeah. So we say gaining early awareness and readiness for undergraduate programs. GEAR UP is a federally funded statewide grant in Wyoming that provides services to 2007 through 12th grade income eligible students annually. The goal of GEAR UP is to increase the number of eligible students who are prepared to enter and succeed in post-secondary education. To accomplish our goal, we provide academic support, college preparation, and family services through GEAR UP, offices located in each of the 7 community colleges in Wyoming. We also provide educator training and work to sponsor school improvement initiatives in collaboration with local Wyoming school districts and the Wyoming Department of Education. That last paragraph is literally just my job. Interested in applying or wondering if you're eligible, check out our locations. And then we usually have this little like legal print at the end. So yeah, these are all great. Amanda, I think, is the most senior here, and I'm sure she's like encountered a lot of these questions over her years here as well. And so feel free to jump in anytime, Amanda, as well as Maddie, since you guys are here. But I'll go ahead and just proceed with kind of what we just talked about, and then what Smith & Co. taught us about ourselves as well. So yeah, what were some of the like themes that we noticed across the pitches?
Either it was the first thing mentioned or it was not mentioned that we serve low income students.
Yeah, so that's a really big question surrounding our kind of our pitch is like, do we mention that our student populations qualify because they're low income? Yeah. I think also what we provide can differ a little bit across the board, but generally it seems to revolve around academics and access to either post-secondary ed, college, universities. The terminology can kind of differ across the board. Sometimes we just say like opportunities after high school. Anything else you guys noticed that you want to say either virtually or in person before I move on?
Talk about like ACT prep and scholarships and just like the main like aid services that we offer.
Yeah, the tangible benefits of being in the program, and the scholarships, yeah, are a huge thing because yeah, we actually put our money where our mouth is for the most part for most students. So yeah, anything else?
None of us except for Maddie, did you mention the actual acronym for Gear Up?
I did not.
None of us did.
Yeah, that is, yeah.
None of us said what Gear Up stands for.
Was it like gaining early awareness and readiness
For undergraduate.
For
undergraduate programs, which I originally thought it was university programs. And I used that in a meeting and that was corrected. So yeah, because I think undergraduate programs can include more than just 4-year degrees, right?
Totally.
So that's actually kind of a benefit, I think, to having that word.
Also, none of us mentioned other avenues after secondary education. So like, if you don't want to go to college, we could help you with some career readiness.
Yeah, I think career readiness, yeah, is an element that maybe kind of needs to be
Kind of
there.
falls to the wayside.
Does like job placement go into our like data?
We don't track job placement.
But we do job shadowing.
Right.
So
I guess I've always kind of thought it was like college as the end goal. for
Yeah,
what do.
we generally just try to get them in their first year of college. But there
I
has
have
been,
a, can I pipe in?
oh yeah, please.
I have a comment about the career readiness thing, because while if they don't go to college, I think career readiness is a second goal. Like ultimately our objectives are to get them to post-secondary. So I
Yeah.
personally don't like, well, we do help students, like if they want to go to the military or they just want to get a job, like we will help them with that, but I don't really want that in my elevator pitch, because I don't want people thinking that we'll just, I mean, I think we still need to focus on the objectives.
Yeah, which is.
Does that make sense? Am I misunderstanding the? what-
No, I think it's important. You're highlighting that like we don't mention the students who don't go to college as
Well, don't
much.
they like hurt our numbers technically if are in the program and they don't go to college? It's like a negative tick
Technically, yeah.
against us.
yes, because one of the objectives is that the high school seniors will enroll in like post-secondary education that fall.
Right.
And so I get where she's coming from.
Because I mean, just like somebody that didn't know what GEAR Up was, especially a parent, they're just like, oh, you can help my child. Or especially with educators, what we get a lot is this kid needs extra support. He's not coming to school, or she's not coming to school, or they're failing. And I personally try to stay, I learned this the hard way. I try to stay away from that, because I don't want them recommending students to GEAR Up just because they need extra support. I really want those students who want to go to college, because that is what our objective is. And, you know, like just leaving space for them to change their mind. If they join GEAR Up in 7th grade and they think they might want to check it out, that's cool. And they get to their senior year and they decide college is not for them, then absolutely we will help them be successful. But for the purposes of an elevator pitch, I just try to avoid that.
Yeah, I think like our students generally are college bound.
On the flip side of that, there are the students that have absolutely no idea what they want to do. And so if we are specifically pushing them towards college, which we should be based on the grant objectives, they may have resistance to coming to the program because they're dead set against college. And then they end up in college and have none of these supports.
Yeah,
So I guess it really depends on who you're talking to.
I guess
That's
you
how
could-
well you know the students.
I guess you kind of operate on the principle that if they're ready for college, they're ready for anything.
Yeah,
yeah,
And then, you know, you're checking both boxes
Yeah.
while meeting all the program requirements. But then if they don't go, it hurts the program. Like I've had conversations with like our state coordinator, like, hey, like I'm interested in like pitching to this particular school. And it's like, well, when it comes down to it with the grant, like papers, it's like we are making what we need to, like as far as audits are concerned, without that population. So like, do we serve them and bring ourselves down potentially if they don't go to college? Or do we serve them and hope for the best?
well, that's why,
When you're working inside this grant framework,
that's
it's
why I kind of hate that we have these objectives, because they make people scared to
branch out
branch
further.
out.
Because it's like all based on like a percentage of who you have, right? So
Right,
it's like,
so
yeah,
once you hit your numbers, you're good, let's just
You're good.
maintain what we have.
right, it's
let's
like
not-
I can come back next year and have a job and I can come back next year and serve these students. But if I take the risk and go big, then I risk potentially not having a job next year and not being able to serve any students. It's a funding issue.
but then we're missing that entire population.
Exactly, but then as a result, you're missing an entire population. Like in our case, it's an entire school.
yeah. What do you see as the overall mission of the GEAR Up initiative, like across the nation? Like, why is the government funneling hundreds of millions of dollars into this initiative?
I guess the idea is to like level the playing field for people who otherwise are disadvantaged. So it'd be like, I mean, the idea is everyone should go to college, right? And so people who can't afford afford it don't need help from the government to do so, is the idea, I think, is what they're working on.
Really getting to where everybody.
Right, totally. That's, I mean, that's totally true. But I think, yeah, I think like school of thought is the other way.
And I think that sorry, we're totally off topic. Sorry, Alex.
It's not off topic.
Okay.
I mean, as long as the virtual people can hear, can you guys hear this conversation okay?
I'm getting like half of it.
Okay, well, maybe we shouldn't have too much of a conversation
Yeah.
then, just because I want you guys to be involved too. Although I do want to just like ask that question briefly. We can go around. Like, if you had to describe in one sentence what you think the overall mission of the National GEAR Up initiative is, what is it? So let's start with you, Amanda.
Well, since I'm already unmuted. I mean, I really do. I think that when we talk to students, we can say, if you're not sure if you want to go to college, but you want to explore it, then that's, like, let them know that that's an option. But I like, based on the pure objectives of if you look at those objectives 1 through 9, those are to get students to college. So I have a senior myself, and if he didn't want to go to college, I would be fine with that. But I think like if you're asking me strictly what I think the ultimate purpose of GEAR Up is, I do think it's to get students to college or a certificate, whether it's a bachelor's, a certificate, a trade school. I don't think it necessarily needs to lead to a degree, but I think that is our ultimate goal.
Great. I'm going to actually do this because I think it's interesting. Isabella, what do you think the overall mission is?
Well, I completely agree with Amanda on that. I think there's a lot of kids that don't know yet what they want, and GEAR Up can give them the opportunity to kind of look and see if that college would be something, especially when they come from families where they are the first generation that goes, and they probably never thought about even having the option to go because of financial issues and so on. I think GEAR Up is pretty great, and I think college, getting them to college or trade school, like Amanda said, should be our first priority.
I'll do it in person. Kayla, what do you think?
It's hard for me to say anything that Amanda and Isabella haven't really said. 'Cause
Okay.
it's like ultimately we cater to low income. So, like you said, it's like, we're not trying to get them degrees, we're trying to get them to college.
So I'll just jump in the middle and add, like, I guess for me, I think it's also to end the fact that they're low income, right? Like, it's trying to end generational poverty,
Yeah.
like on a more existential systemic level, but that's only, I don't know, that's just me. I think college achieves a lot of things in people's lives besides just income. Madison, what do you think?
I guess for me, those are the goals that we have to maintain on paper. And those are the goals that we have to do, but we can't just set these kids up for, okay, you're gonna go to college, here's what you do to get into college, and then just leave them floundering.
Yeah.
We have to do more than that while we have them in our programs. And so for me, if I had to summarize GEAR Up in a sentence, it would be to offer the best chance of lifelong success through educational information and opportunity.
I like that.
That would be my,
Opportunity like financially.
not even that, like if we just need to be a sounding board, or like if we need to get them outside resources.
There's this scholarship.
Yeah, or here, you're struggling with your mental health, maybe we need to find somebody for you to talk to.
Right.
So giving them the best chance of success as a whole person through educational opportunities.
Yeah, can I just say, I really like that because, like we're talking about what is the ultimate goal of GEAR Up and talking about them getting degrees and stuff, but we don't even track them past
Right.
whether or not they persist from the first to the second year. So there's plenty of students that come here and come to college and they enroll in the fall of their sophomore year and they don't finish for whatever reason. And so, we're not even tracking that. So really, what is our ultimate goal? We don't get measured on the success of their completion.
Yeah.
So I think I like that phrasing, like educational opportunity, or just like opportunity. I think that was good.
Especially because like, even for me, my transition from high school to college was rough. And I was not low income. I was not like, I was a 4.0 GPA, and I almost didn't finish my associate's degree. And so like, but that was because as a whole person, I was so pushed to go to college that I felt like it was the only thing I could do. And so if we offered the educational opportunities, we also have to invest in them as people. It can't just be about the numbers.
Investing is a word that Alex Cho used this morning too, that we're kind of investing in these kids.
And I like the investment that we're giving them.
Eli, I feel like you kind of shared. Did you want to add anything?
Well, I guess like, I mean, GEAR Up would not exist if there was an existing level playing field between low income and normal society, I guess. So I'd say like the purpose of GEAR Up is to give the kids that are a little bit disadvantaged, whether it be financially or otherwise, or don't have like the people that went to college in their household beforehand guiding them through. Like, I think that the whole purpose of GEAR Up is to kind of say, okay, yeah, you are disadvantaged, like that's obvious. We want to give you a leg up, because I mean, if we said our goal is just to get students in college, then finances wouldn't be even remotely part of our curriculum, or part of our guidelines. But yeah, I think the idea is GEAR Up was established to say, okay, there's this gap, and these people are kind of like setting themselves up for like the same thing as their parents were, and we want them to have a better shot, and they're not going to get that without our help. And so the idea is like to bring it up to a normal level, I guess. Because I guess without that financial aspect, then the idea is we help everybody.
Right. I kind of, sorry, one side note. I kind of like that we are GEAR Up, because gears are made to make mechanical operations easier. And gears work together. So we are all, in a good sense, gears to the success of our students.
I do always think of that one scene from The Incredibles though, but I still like the metaphor that yes, we are like trying to like make our country like operate more smoothly.
And a gear by itself is kind of useless.
Yeah, putting a gear in the mechanism, yeah, just improves the mechanism. Yeah, without the metaphor, we're all cogs and each cog needs to function smoothly. Okay. We have totally side railed, but I do really like this. Steph, did you want to add anything? Okay, I'm gonna move on just so we can go through the Smith & Co stuff, because he basically, asked a lot of these questions. And so I just want to, talk about what we learned from that and how we can apply those lessons to our own individual impressions of GEAR Up, because we certainly don't have to all be spouting the same message, but something consistent would be great. So of course we, need to recruit a certain number of students every year, just so we have students that we're providing whatever we think GEAR Up is providing to, whether it's equitable opportunities, resources, or, all of the above. So of course, our challenge is just across the board is getting the message of GEAR Up out there in a consistent, digestible way. And so Christy, and then later I and Celeste, and even Maddie a little bit, worked with Dustin Smith to try to figure out like what that consistent, digestible message would look like and how our brand should look. So he did a lot of interviews with some students, some parents, I think like one parent, and then a few teachers and us, just to kind of try to get a sense of what the stakeholders that are currently part of GEAR Up think about the program. And so he determined that among the students he interviewed, the themes that came up were that GEAR Up provides a support system, which we've discussed in a lot of our pitches. So yes, very much in alignment with what we think, that it's trying to support students to accomplish the things they want to accomplish. Of course, there's a financial support element. A lot of our students acknowledge that we help them with scholarships and that a lot of money goes into our programming. And then there's this idea of, providing an opportunity to dream, which I really like because they're in our program, they can aspire to things more than they would have before. There are a lot of programs that are kind of similar to GEAR Up, but I think what Dustin determined kind of makes us unique is that we are a community of support across the state. We provide kids and families with access to resources that they didn't already know were available. So there is this kind of idea of they wouldn't have been connected to these things otherwise. And we're kind of, again, we're that kind of gear in between those two elements. And then we try to, again, help kids see the potential that lies within, that they can take the next step. So Dustin really wanted to create kind of a simple message that brings everything together in really easy to understand language for our stakeholders. Taking the narrative away from income related was one of his suggestions, which I do think is challenging, but I think as we can see, a lot of our students feel embarrassed to be part of GEAR Up. And as when I was in high school, I was also like very low income, and I can fully empathize with that. I think in certain situations, it is essential that we define what we're doing here, but in other situations, we can maybe move around that. And then he wanted to amplify, but also kind of modify the conversation surrounding college, which we have done too, where we've talked about how college isn't just a four-year degree, it can be an associate's, it can be certification. And so the word college itself might, in some situations, be oversimple. So we can just kind of look at what he came up with. So this is the manifesto that Dustin came up with. His idea was that we could pull some of this language in our elevator pitches if we want to, or in our marketing. So at GEAR Up, we help you break through barriers and open pathways to possibility. You have your eyes on the future, but may not know where you're headed. You have the drive to go anywhere, but the road may seem uncertain. You have the potential to do anything, but may not have the means to go to college. When you're a part of GEAR Up, our advisors are here to provide guidance, help you navigate the hurdles of high school, and find the way to your future. We help build your self-confidence and help unlock your potential. Our group of leaders, advisors, school faculty and staff, parents, students, and friends form an uplifting community that provides support to help you stay on the road to college. We help you learn to set goals and keep your pace to achieve them. As a GEAR Up student, you'll have access to the resources you need to put you on a path to college, afford to attend and thrive while you're there. We provide school supplies, help with college and scholarship applications, help preparing for and taking admissions tests, testing fees, financial aid, and even provide scholarships themselves. When you join GEAR Up, you're taking the first step on the road to college and ultimately picking the path to things you never believed were possible. And then our tagline, GEAR Up, the path to possible.
I love it.
Yeah, I mean, some people don't love it and they can totally choose to revise it. But yeah, that's kind of our new kind of MO in terms of marketing, and yeah, the path to possible, the idea that our students, I think one of the modifications that you want to point out, and this is really thanks to Catherine over in Cheyenne, is originally it was very much like, you don't know what's going on, you're not prepared. It was really negative and what we call deficit-based. And Catherine really pushed us to try to emphasize that our students do have a ton of potential and they do have dreams and they can reach them, but we're just there to make that step a little bit easier, hopefully, and make that path a little bit less daunting. So yeah. So he provided a lot of materials, which you guys should all have access to. And if you don't, just like send me an email and I can get you access to them. So he wanted us to kind of have a clear template that we could use across the board with language that we can just kind of plug and play from the manifesto. So I'll just quickly move through it. So he gave us some flyer templates we can use. I like the cool path photography. That's not actually in Wyoming, but I feel like it could be. So it's close enough. Some recruitment flyers, you know, offering kind of what we do. I think it's nice that we tried to kind of summarize it was 10 items, what GEAR Up offers. That list could be shorter, that list could be longer, right? But trying to keep it to a simple 10-item list, guidance, community support, career planning, financial aid support, test prep, academic support, scholarships, college application help, school supplies, and money management. Yeah. As well as just the general branding of the path to possible, that, you know, kids in our program are on the path. And then they gave us an event flyer template as well. So again, I can give you guys access to these things. We also have a lot of stock photography that he purchased for us, which actually is really useful if you're trying to do anything. I mean, I don't know if you could tell, but this image is the one I used on our website for this event. So it's kind of nice just having high quality photos lying around that you can use for free with like pretty people in them. Not that we're all also pretty, but nice, good photos. So lots of stock photography we have access to now. Again, this is available in the shared drive. And then he made us 3 films, which I want to show them because they're kind of cute. So we'll actually skip ahead. Well, we'll do the logos first. So I'll do the logos and then do the film. So this is our new logo. I like it. I had to fight for the buffalo. He really didn't want the buffalo. That was a big dramatic thing because he wanted it to only have 2 like messaging elements, which was the cap and the gear. And he thought that because our original logo had a buffalo with a gear and then a cap, and it was in a big box, and he just felt it was a little bit messy and a little bit too compressed.
You have to name the buffalo now.
What is the name of the
You have to
buffalo?
name it.
Well, I
It's
can't take that responsibility.
Gary, the Gear Up.
Gary is a good name for the buffalo. I love
No,
it.
I love it, do it.
Yeah, the buffalo's name is definitely Gary now. Gary the Gear Up Buffalo. So we have like variations of the buffalo. It's very horizontal, as you know, so it's good for banners. There's a slightly less, horizontal version without the buffalo, which Justin really wants us to use. He really doesn't like the buffalo.
We're all using Gary now.
I do, if you can't tell. And then we have these cool variations of circular logos that we can use for stickers, and they're really good for t-shirts. So feel free to slap them on whatever. Lots of different color palettes as well. And then he did give us a new color palette. This red and blue is based on our old coloring, but the blue is a little bit lighter, and it's supposed to be more consistent with the University of Wyoming accent colors. So sorry for the community colleges, but we kind of have.
We're almost there. We're black and gold.
Oh, yeah, so.
It's awful.
And then we have the new light red and light blue, which Celeste hates the light red.
I hate it as well. Well, my problem with the lights with the light red are they're not light enough, so you can't make them a background color.
I do agree that, yeah, and you can also play with the lightness of the colors if you want, because yeah, Maddie's point is that the light red is too dark for a background color, and I do agree. But if you want to make it like a really light red, I'm not gonna mind. So.
We just bought blue t-shirts and used the red logo. So we changed the color of the blue.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Great. I'm glad you guys are playing with it. I think that's fine.
Is this the old logo you're talking about?
Yes.
That is the old logo
Like
on
the
your
button
shirt.
and everything in it?
Yeah.
There is kind of a lot.
It just looks like he said the buffalo has a hole in it, and I agree, which
Well,
is
we are in Wyoming.
just kind of concerning. Yeah,
I mean, there's not even street signs for the whole wholesale amount.
that's
Yeah,
true.
so true.
Amanda says she loves the buffalo.
I like the buffalo too.
It's important, like the Wyoming, like.
Well, I mean, it's our
like,
state animal, it's in our seal.
Well,
It's
and
very Wyoming. That's what
this
makes it
is-
Wyoming, right?
this is Alex venting about going through this whole process. So like that was one thing I constantly was emphasizing is like there are GEAR Up programs across the nation. So it's really important that we have like an identity as Wyoming GEAR Up.
I think Gary gives us that.
Yeah, Gary is really important. And if you can't tell, a lot of his language doesn't actually mention the word Wyoming. And again, I found that to be like, it's important because we are a Wyoming-based program. So, and we currently use now, like our official fonts are aligned with the UW official fonts. So we use Gotham and Adobe Garamond. So yeah, if you need help downloading those things on your devices, I can help. So it's actually very easy. You just download and then click install.
Fair enough.
But yeah. All right, so we have cool videos. For those of you watching virtually, it might be better for you to, oh my God.
You drop the link in the chat.
Yeah, I'm gonna drop the link in the chat because as we all know, watching videos via Zoom sucks. So you might just want to watch on your own computer if you haven't already seen this. And I'll go ahead and just show it to the live group.
Alex, are you talking? You're muted.
Yeah, I muted it so you guys wouldn't get feedback from the sound playing in the room. Sorry. So we're moving on to the next video and I'll drop the link in the chat again. This is possible. Why are you moving? Oh my goodness, how much time? We have like no time left.
We got side rail.
I'm just trying to like click it and I don't know how I did this. Okay, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm just gonna go to our YouTube channel. So it's all on YouTube. You just type in.
So as a GEAR Up Wyoming YouTube channel, what, like, do you guys post actual videos of like student activities and stuff on this?
We have not yet.
Okay, but are you
So
planning to?
we would love to. So if you guys ever take videos, just send them to me.
Well, we
Although we do need to make sure the students have signed photo releases.
We have a camp coming up next week and they've all signed photo releases for it, so we could take some video of them.
Yeah, I'm thinking it would be, and we didn't do this, but it would be great to do like a camp mashup video. That'd be
And like,
awesome.
we do Salt Lake in September and we take a lot of videos.
Exactly.
Like a big statewide video with like all the different sites. And it could be like a still with like a caption.
I'm glad you guys are passionate about this because I would love to do this. I just need your guys' help. I need the footage. I also want to do a TikTok.
Yes.
Just
We're
to-
getting that started next week.
just to reach our demographic. So yeah, if you guys do a TikTok, like Gear Up EWC, we can do a Gear Up UW TikTok and we can be friends.
Love it.
Okay,
Love it.
great. Oh, I never actually shared the original video. I apologize to the virtual people. So let's just watch this video and then we'll be done. And then we'll move on to the rest of our presentation. Okay, I'm gonna mute the audio for the virtual people just because I think it's better if you watch the video on your own. Okay.
The second video a lot more. I thought it was a lot more relevant.
Yeah, and the links will be in the PowerPoint, so feel free to watch the third one. So the one titled "You" is designed for students. It's designed for marketing. So I have not had time yet to actually like put it in ads, but that will be the goal. And then Possible is designed, of course, for parents and educators to convince them, of course, to recommend their student for the GEAR Up program. So if you are ever in a large group meeting situation, like a presentation, it's nice just to show the video at the beginning. So, and I've done it a few times now. Yeah, I like it. So
Our advisor training next week, so definitely show.
yeah, exactly. It's just a nice thing to share around. And I like to also, I have it on our landing page for the GEAR Up at UW. So if you guys are in charge of any website stuff, maybe slap it on a page somewhere.
The EWC page definitely needs to be updated, so.
Yeah, if you can't tell, that's my marketing strategy. It's
Well,
just like
TikToks
slap
are
stuff
only-
on it.
TikToks are 1 minute, and yeah, one version's like 47 seconds.
I know, I specifically asked him to make a less than 1 minute version of a video so that we could make it into a TikTok.
Love it.
So
That's dope.
Yeah, or like, IGTV sort of thing.
Yeah.
exactly.
We can do longer on it.
Yeah, all you do is take the audio and use students that have wanted to be in it.
I had that same thought, like compile a bunch of video and like stills and whatnot, and then just like same sound bite over top of it.
There's so many things in the way. It's just so hard to click things. Okay.
It would be so easy to use it as a TikTok sound bite.
Okay, and so yeah, just FYI, also like if you guys use Canva, like all of this stuff is really compatible with the Canva Brand Center. So I have my brand center set up now like this with all of our logos and our fonts and our color palette. So yeah, if you use a designer software, I think it's pretty friendly. Let me know if you ever need help setting that stuff up. I'm totally happy to do a Zoom call with people. And then, yeah, we actually have 1 minute, but I really did want to hear your thoughts on, you know, what are the strengths of having a campaign like this, and what are some messaging elements you want to see filled? Or do you have other ideas for marketing Gear Up across the state? We don't really have time. So if you do have ideas, just go ahead and like stay in touch with me. It sounds, especially the live audience, I assume virtual as well. Again, if you guys ever have ideas for marketing stuff, I think it's great if we could form as a state. I think it makes us a little bit stronger than having these, but having smaller localized messaging is also really important. So
Desperately need to keep Gary.
yes, Gary is very important. We'll never get rid of Gary the Buffalo. And yeah, so I'm really excited to be part of Gear Up, and I think it's a great organization, and I'm learning a lot about marketing. Someone that we works with here has a master's degree in marketing. I think it's Victoria. Was that what she said? She was in the last one, and I just thought that was hilarious because she has the marketing degree, and I have an English degree, but I'm learning a lot about marketing. So yeah, and if you have photos or videos you want to share, please send them to me. All right, are there any last crucial comments before we wrap things up for our final session
That
today?
photo was from our summer program, just saying.
I know.
The tie hack video.
I have been trying to get better about taking photos and videos so I can use them for these
I was like
presentations.
sitting here and I saw it for like 2 minutes and I was like, oh, that's us.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap things up. Virtual people, are you guys all good? I think Amanda's actually already left, so
Yeah. Nothing else.
cool. Bye, guys. We'll see you in the next session.
Yeah, and 3 of the 4 up there are in this room.
Yeah.